bees disappeared tomorrow, mankind would only have 4 years left to survive. That's a quote attributed to Albert Einstein, but one that's more relevant to us today than ever before, with the alarming worldwide decline of bees.
Bees are really, really important. A recent survey estimated that around 35% of global food production came from species which were pollinated by insects, and bees being the most important pollinating insects. Field crops like oilseed rape, peas and beans, orchard crops like apples and pears, horticultural crops like tomatoes, sweet peppers, and a lot of the soft fruits, so strawberries in particular. All of these foods need the insects to pollinate them, otherwise that they don't produce their fruits.
So if we lost bees, it wouldn't just be honey that would be impacted.
Absolutely. In an Irish context, you know, we talk about pollination and how important it is. It's a small part of the economy, but it is important. But globally, you know, we import all these foods. They're pollinated by bees elsewhere. So it's not just a local problem, it's a global issue.
In Ireland, a third of bee species are vulnerable to extinction. And sadly, 3 species have become extinct in Ireland within the past 80 years.
You can't just say it's one thing that's causing bees to decline. You know, use of pesticides is a big thing, loss of wildflowers for forage resource, invasive species, and also the way we manage the land, and in particular the intensification of agriculture.
If the bees weren't there, would there be another type of insect or something else that could help with that pollination?
There are other insects that pollinate, absolutely, so hoverflies, butterflies. The reason the bees are such good pollinators is because their whole life cycle depends on food from flowers. The problem is that, you know, if we lose the bees, chances are we're going to lose a whole load of other stuff as well. And that's the difficult bit, is that we don't know what will happen because we haven't performed this kind of experiment, and we don't really want to, because the consequences could be really dramatic.
Out of the 101 bee species in Ireland, only 1 makes honey, and they haven't escaped the threat of decline. In fact, we're experiencing a phenomenon where 1 in every 3 honeybee hives are now dying each year across the globe. Dara, are there such thing as wild honeybees, or are they all managed in hives?
There pretty much are no wild bees in Ireland or in Europe. This is a result of diseases that have come into the country from in particular Asia, and as a result wild stocks are gone, and it's only managed hives you'll find in the country. We've developed a product called Hive Alive. It's a nutritional supplement for bees that really helps the general strength of bees in the colonies.
Oh look, it's jam-packed. This is fascinating.
We've just finished a recent 2-year study where we found that the bees came out of the winter twice as strong, and there was twice as many bees came out of the hives that were treated with Hive Alive versus bees that weren't treated Hive Alive, and they had 0 colony losses.
So by benefiting or boosting the bees' nutrition, you're protecting them from these diseases?
Exactly, stronger bees, stronger hives.
Advanced Science have teamed up with NUI Galway to further research ways to promote honeybee health. And much like humans, it all starts with a healthy gut.
There's 3 main reasons for the decline of honeybees. That's disease, pesticides, and nutrition. I'm focusing on the nutrition side of things. Lack of diverse nutrition may decrease the populations of good bacteria found in the gut. So, for example, rapeseed fields, where there's a large area of just one crop, bees aren't getting all their different kind of nutrients. So, the other way, usually, if you only ate chips for your whole life, you wouldn't get the right balance of nutrients. I have some samples of bees here, so we can take the gut out of the bee and then do DNA extractions to see what different types of bacteria are found in the gut.
Linda is focusing on 4 different bacteria found in bees and is adding nutrients in an attempt to improve their rate of growth. So if you can get this good bacteria to grow better in the lab, there's a possibility that we can get that good bacteria to grow in the bees who are in the hives.
Exactly. Beekeepers can then add this ingredients to the sugar syrup to improve the bees' nutrition, increase their populations, and help them defend against disease.
Recently, it's been discovered that a lot of diseases which were formerly thought of as honeybee diseases actually can infect wild bees. So we don't really know the extent of that, we don't know what the impact of that could be, but obviously if honeybee management and control of diseases is maintained or improved, then that can have a positive impact on the wild bees. You know, we think of people separate from nature, but we're very much a part of it. We get so much from the wider ecosystems. We get the air that we breathe, the water that we need to drink, our food, our fuel, our clothes. All of these things come from these natural ecosystems, and without them we wouldn't exist, so we must preserve them.